Does size matter? I think it does. I really think it does in terms of, let's say, just air moving capability of a speaker. And I've been a big fan of magnepans for a long time. Big, get it? Because they have such a large planar magnetic or ribbon radiating area. So compared to a 6-inch woofer or a 1-inch tweeter, to have the sound coming from a very large surface energizes the room in a completely different way. Now, I'm not talking about big speakers for bass, power, and punch. I'm talking about scale, the size of the instruments, the size of the singers. That on a big panel speaker, they're closer to, not literally the same as, but closer to life size, compared to a bookshelf speaker with a 6-inch woofer, or a skinny tower speaker with 3 6-inch woofers. It's a completely different way of thinking about how air is moving in a room to create sound. Now, what really started me thinking about this is my experiences of listening to 3 speakers with 15-inch or 12-inch woofers. So there's 2. First, the Dices Roma, that's an open baffle horn speaker with 15-inch woofers, and I think that one of the woofers is actually used as a mid-range, and the Tannoy Arden. Now, I will link to the pieces that refer to these speakers below in the description box. And also, the speaker I'm working on now, this is a long-term review of the Klipsch Forte 3. Now, I've reviewed the Forte 3 in early 2018 for CNET, and I will link to that as well. But now I have the Fortes at home, and I'm using them, excuse me, with different electronics. The Fortes have a 12-inch woofer, but in their rear panel, they have a 15-inch passive radiator. So, the Forte 3, the Dices Roma, and the Tannoy Arden. Big sound. Really, really big sounding speakers. And again, I'm just attracted to this idea of scale, of air moving capability, getting closer to, but still far from the reality of, let's say, a drum kit, or a grand piano. Now, no speaker I've heard really gets to do those instruments in any kind of realistic way. A mere shadow of the real thing. But the goal always with high-end audio or quality audio is moving in the direction of getting closer and closer to sounding acceptably, or you could stretch and say believably real, right? Never all there, but moving in the direction to real. And size and scale are part of it. Now, I don't have any zoo speakers right now, but for years and years, I lived with zoo speakers, and all the zoos I always had a 10-inch full range driver. In other words, it went all the way down to its lowest frequencies and up to around 10K, 10,000 cycles. So again, my attraction to speakers with large drivers, I've been going through this for a long time, but it's sort of coming to a head now with the Klipsch Forte 3 review, and my experiences really kind of set me back with that Tannoy Arden with the 15-inch woofer. Actually, it's a 15-inch coincident driver. There was a tweeter in the center of the woofer. And of course, the Dices Romas, which are extremely expensive speakers. They're in a separate category, but they actually have 2 15-inch woofers. So I'm circling here, right? I'm circling around the idea of size, scale, a fuller sound than you get from speakers with 6-inch or smaller woofers, fleshier, more three-dimensional in the sense of solidity. That's what I'm shooting for here, is weight and image size, because all of these speakers make big sounds, really big images. And again, little speakers can image really well, but little speakers miniaturize the sound. They really do. LS35As are are great speakers, highly regarded by many, many audiophiles. For me, they sound too small. They are small and they sound small. So, and they can image well, but no, I don't want that. I want something that gets me closer to the scale of the real thing. So I want to hear from you guys. Where do you stand on the size matters continuum? Are you fine with small speakers, or you only need really big speakers? Or I guess most people are in the middle. But where do you stand, and how big can you go? That's it. How big can you fit into your domestic space? Now, I think that the littlest magnepans, which are usually called the MMGI or the SMG, which are about 4 feet tall. So as speakers go, they're not little, but they're the littlest Maggies, and they've always been, over a long time, they've been $600 to $650, and yet have a huge radiating area. So these don't have to be extremely expensive speakers to be big in their air moving capabilities. My name is Steve Guttenberg. This is the Audiophiliac Daily Show, and it's big. It's really big. It's on 7 days a week, almost always. So please come back often. Check out the playlist, and there's, I don't know, like 50 speaker reviews on the playlist. There's music reviews, all kinds of really cool stuff there for you. Over 500 videos to choose from. And if you really like this daily show of mine, please check out my Patreon, which can be found at patreon.com/audiophiliac. I will thank you in advance. The sirens are coming to get me. They're coming to take me away. See you again real soon. Bye-bye.